hip-hop culture, with DJing and singing, graffiti art are expressed every day within the inner cities of America and the world. You are not doing hip-hop, you are hip-hop.
Oh, good day, good day, good day. It is it's Friday. And so Gwendolyn is here, and so much has happened in the world of life. In the world of life. So I want to do a little in the memory of, because, now I know people say that death happens in 3. Here's the deal. Technically, someone is transcending every second of the hour. Technically. However, we only know maybe 2 or 3 of those people, right? So let me talk about Eric Dane, who recently passed yesterday of ALS. I think it was 53. Personally, I love this guy, not because of Grey's Anatomy. I happen to love The Last Ship that was on TNT, I want to say. And I see him often because I love watching burlesque. What can I tell you? A girl loves a good musical, if you will. But it's amazing how fast that disease took him. But I appreciate and I respect how he kept working up until the point he couldn't work. And that was something to watch. So we're sending prayers to his family and all of his friends, as well as Jesse Jackson, who recently also passed away. I remember Jesse. Keep hope alive, right? That was the deal. And I remember him when he ran for president, and I thought, wow, I still have the button. I still have my my presidential campaign button. It's one of my memory boxes. But of course, we're sending prayers and hugs to his family also. And then my own family, where my father-in-law, Robert Jack, he passed away on Wednesday. Now, of course, I should say he was in hospice, so we were prepared for it. But, he has transcended, and so we are making all the preparations on this side. So, every Friday I end this show with, I will be back here the next Friday, God willing, because we don't know what's going to happen between now and literally the very next second. Like, we don't know. So if there is anyone that you love, that you want to spend time with, that you have not spoken to, today would be that day. Because tomorrow's not promised. Like when we walk out into the world, like when I leave my home and I sit in my car and I say my prayer, I'm like, dear Lord, help me get to my destination and help me get back and watch over my family, friends, and loved ones. Because none of this is promised to us, right? So I just want to take that little moment to recognize the people that I hold dear, whether I knew them close or not, but that I hold dear. But there is somebody in your life that you want to talk to. Today is that day. Please don't let today go in. You know how they say, like, don't go to bed angry? Please don't do that. Don't do it. I mean, I got some stories for you, but don't do that. But I want to talk about this and get right into it because we have a guest today. We have Ronald Clay in the building. So I'm going to do what I normally do, which is play this intro message, and then we're going to get right into it. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. It is Gwendolyn. It's 4:00, and you are watching Girl Listen. Now, you're either watching on LinkedIn, so hello to LinkedIn, love you over there, or you're watching on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, you can like it, you can share it, tell a friend, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel as well. So we're going to jump right into the conversation because when I'm doing an interview, I don't want to say waste time, but waste time. I guess I should say some hellos though. Hold on. Let me not be rude. Let me do this. So my mother's here. So hello, mother. Hello. Lisa Steely's in the building. Hello. Letta is here as well. Okay. And we're going to talk about fine. Okay, so yes, Mr. Dane was attractive. I really liked his gray hair. Like, it really worked for him. I'm just, that is true. That is true. Dr. Tachi is here. Yes, God bless his family, and very sad about the both of them. Thank you, Dr. Tachi, for the condolences. And, I say it all the time. It's like going to the library. You get these books, they're on loan. And at some point, you're going to have to return that book, put it back on the shelf. So enjoy the book while you have it. Take all the notes, do little highlights, do all those things. But at some point, you're going to have to give that book back to the library. So with that, because we were having this chat before, and I forgot that he was still on the screen, because sometimes I get into my feelings in my conversation. But we are going to introduce our guest, Ronald Clay. Muted his mic.
Still on mute.
You did that. Like, that wasn't me.
Hi, everybody.
So let's try this again. And how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Like I was telling everybody, we were having a conversation beforehand, and I want to do this before I go too far, because perhaps the audience wants to connect with you after this. So I'm going to share your socials. Ronald is on Instagram, right? So there's _Ronald Thomas _. He's also on YouTube. So RTC Music. And you can also find him on TikTok as well. We will share these again. So if you don't see them right now, it's okay. They'll be back. But just in case you want to connect with Ronald. All right. You ready to get into it? Because, I like to jump into some things.
I am. I'm ready.
We were already having a conversation, but I am going to do what is called the Fast Five.
Okay.
Are you prepared?
Should I be nervous?
No, of course not. No, these are gentle. They're gentle icebreakers.
Okay.
Now, if none of these things touch your heart, you say, you know what? Nada. So let's get started.
Okay.
Here we go. Number 1. Do you like to journal in silence or journal with music?
If I'm writing, it's with music.
Anything in particular?
Typically Brandy. Either Brandy or like an old school gospel. I'm heavy on like 90s R&B too. I don't listen to anything new really. I'm really like, 80s, 90s R&B vibes.
Yes. Now, I will say this for those who are there. That new T.I. is giving me some old school feels, but it could be my age. It just could be, but that's...
I didn't even know he had new music out.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
That's how far removed I am from music.
You keep going. Okay. Are you sunrise energy or late night clarity?
Neither. I am a middle of the day. I hit my peak in the middle of the day.
Really?
Yes, I am not a morning person, and then I'm an early bird. Yes.
Okay. Well, sometimes, we are not judging here at all. We are not judging. Nostalgia or reinvention?
Nostalgia.
And why?
Nostalgia, the feeling of it, just reminisce again. Like I said, 90s R&B. I am like, I will throw on a good old TV show. Like I'm constantly watching Golden Girls or something older, something just to make me remember how it felt then.
I get that. I mean, like I said, I love watching burlesque, and I watch it daily. Judge me, people, judge me, okay?
No,
all right, now this one I already know, but I threw it in here because I like to throw in something fun. Brandy or Monica?
I want to say both. I'm going to say both, only because I don't like the Brandy Monica discourse. I love both artists. Of course, I am Brandy leaning. However, I'm going to say both.
I like that. I'll let you have both.
Thank you.
Last one. Are you a bold frames kind of person or classic frames?
I am an equal opportunity.
Ooh,
Loving glasses actually came later in life.
okay.
Within like the past 5-10 years, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's later in life?
I mean, for me, I had like when I first started wearing glasses, I would wear out the same 2 frames that I would get
Okay.
from the eye doctor for years. I actually just started like buying more within the past 5-7 years. Yeah.
You know, they made this what's the right word? I'm gonna say, well, for me at least, 2017, 2018, maybe even 2016, I noticed that glasses made a comeback as a legitimate accessory. And I'm gonna blame Oprah for that one, at least for me.
Mm.
Because I was like, man, Oprah's got some cute frames. And then it just kind of kept going. And next thing I know, I was like, I need more glasses. I cannot have enough.
I think I was afraid of the accessory. Like I was afraid to be too flamboyant. So I kept it very, very mellow, very, very straight laced.
Well, the good thing is with eyewear, it's that little pop of color that you want to have in your wardrobe.
Yes.
There's a little pop of color there. But I'm gonna get back to that. Let me do this because we do have more people in the building. Well, looky here. Well, look who says hello.
Hello. My husband is on the screen, everybody.
Everybody's happy to see Ronald Clay there. Yes, Brandy is my best friend in my head. Says Jazzy. Hello, Jazzy. And she said, I was about to say okay, I'm gonna need y'all. And I'm gonna go ahead and call y'all youngins.
At least it's not just
I'm
me.
gonna need y'all youngins to stop right now. Like, yes,
I'm of the TI generation though. Like he came along like when
he did.
So the fact that I didn't know he had new music, that's complete news to me, honestly. Sorry to this man.
Oh my goodness, I cannot believe she said it's not just you. I started dancing to the beat right away. See, now I'm not gonna say right now that this is a generational thing, but Letta gets it. Okay. I'm just, but she understands. Okay, thank you for confirming that I'm not nutty. She said, yes, I heard about the new TI. It is really good. It's like bringing back really good hip hop. We'll get into that. Let's bring back really. I mean, I was like, I am so digging the beat, and he did it with Pharrell. I'm not mistaken. Okay. Hey, Kimmy's in the building. Hello. Dr. Tati says, but does he like Monica's white sandals from Before You Walk Out of My Life? Oh, Dr.
Y'all gonna leave Monica and these sandals alone. That baby was 14 years old.
She was a baby. Yes.
Wearing those sandals that somebody's auntie told her to wear. Leave those sandals alone.
But Monica, you know, it really is one where you can't choose one or the other. Like, how do you not like both?
Yeah.
How do you not like both?
I learned to appreciate Monica more later on. But yeah, I love both of them.
And Kimmy says T.I. has the new auntie challenge with that song. Thank you. So maybe I'm in my auntie vibes right now. Because I understand the challenge. I was like, let me get myself together so I get my little dance moves. And you know what I'm saying? I was like, let me figure this out before we go too far, because we are all in the comments and I want to make sure people actually know who you are.
Yes.
Dear sir, who are you and what is your superpower?
Oh, that's a good question. I go by Ronald Thomas on all of my socials. I guess I can start there. The reason why I go by my middle name is because my father's name is Thomas. When I started making music, I wanted to honor him. And then also my brother who passed away, his name was Thomas as well. So I figured Ronald Thomas would be, a good, cute little stage name. I am on this journey to 40. I will be 40 this year. So I started a podcast and I started doing more things on my YouTube. I'm going to start vlogging a little bit more. Hopefully that's the goal anyway. I have a very simple life and I don't want to bore people. So that's why you don't see many vlogs up. But who I am in a nutshell, I'm a goofball, kind of. I'm an extrovert introvert. I like to keep to myself, but I'm good in social settings, if that makes sense. And I am the youngest of 5. My parents have been married for 45 years now, so I know what love looks like, hence why I've been married for almost 6 years. We've been together for 7 years, and he ain't going nowhere, and neither am I. So that's me in a nutshell, really. If you want to know me, make sure y'all subscribe to my YouTube channel. Small plug. Well, it is my superpower. My superpower is I have come to the point in life where I am authentically me, no matter where I go. And I feel like there's such strength in that. And then even in me owning my name, calling myself Ronald, that is my superpower. You're going to know me when you see me. I don't shy away from who I am anymore. I embrace all facets of me, my masculine side, my feminine side, and everything in between. So that is my superpower.
You know, I wrote all these questions because, as any great interviewer would do, I am prepared. But as you also mentioned in the questionnaire, you are open to go wherever it goes.
I am, yes.
Now, just in that introduction, I was like, ooh, we could talk about what love looks like, because blessings to 45. My parents celebrated 50.
Wow.
So when you see love modeled for you,
yes,
it can impact how you go out into the world and how you love on others as well as yourself. But then there was the part where, remember your very first episode where you reclaimed your name? I was like, ooh, the name thing.
Yes.
But we were discussing death before we came on the air.
Yes.
All right, people, buckle up, because we're going there. So as I was saying, as I was sharing with Ronald, that, I find that death is it's a little selfish, because when people talk about it, they often talk about it in regards of how it impacts them. Right? It is how's it impact my life? How do I go on? What am I supposed to do without you? There's a lot of I in there. And it's also selfish in humans don't like change. Change is inevitable. We don't really like change, though. But knowing that you have a loved one that is about to be put back on the shelf gives you time to prepare, versus seeing somebody and then an hour later you get a call that they're no longer here. Those are two different experiences, because you are granted the space to wrap your arms around the change. Whereas the other is, I just saw this person, and you find yourself trying to wrap your mind around this new reality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say, I guess to get a little deep, when my brother passed away, I was in church, right? I was up doing praise and worship, and I got back to my seat, looked at my phone, and I saw that his wife called me. I'm like, she never calls me. What's going on? So, and she called me more than once. So I called her back. I'm like, what's going on? Is everything okay? And she said, have you talked to your sister? I said, no. I said, what's going on? And she said, you need to talk to your sister. And then I also see a text from my dad. He says, come to the house, 911. So I literally bolt out of church, and people are like, is everything okay? What's going on? I said, I have no idea. I get to the house. My sister's in the kitchen crying. I'm like, what's going on? And I go upstairs, and my dad tells me what happened. And my initial reaction is just, wait, what? Hence the name of my podcast. But I'm just like, wait, what's going on? Like, what happened? And to your point, that unexpected of it all, it's just like, how do you deal? And I think the thing that hit me most too when he passed, we had just talked. We literally just talked a few days prior. And that was the longest conversation that he and I had ever had. It was just a regular conversation, but he kept saying to me, you got to live, you got to live, you got to keep living. And I feel like that was his spirit preparing me for him to not be here anymore. And the thing that pisses me off about his passing, was he said to me, the next time I'm in town, because he traveled a lot, he was a musician as well, he traveled a lot, but he said, next time I'm in town, I'm gonna come get you, and we're just gonna do stuff, because again, I'm not gonna say I was sheltered, but I was also very kind of recluse. I was single at the time. So if I wasn't at work or at church, I was home in my apartment watching Friends. And that was kind of the reality of my life. And like him telling me, he was like, and he even said it in the conversation. He's like, I don't know why I keep saying this, but you have to live. And I really do feel like that was his spirit preparing me to not be here. if that makes sense, if that makes any sense.
It does.
Yeah.
I remember, I can recall my grandmother, she did this, I'll call it this visiting family tour. And she went around and she visited her nieces, nephews, her sister, like all of the people. And I was getting ready to go back to school at FIT, and she was in the bedroom and she was just crying. And I was like, Grandma, what's wrong? And she's like, I'm not going to see you again. I was like, I'm going to see you like this summer. It'll be fine. And she was just bawling. And I get back to the city, and there's a call that she was being rushed to the hospital. And then there was the decision of telling me or not that she had already passed, because I went there and then I came right back. And it's almost like, did she know that it was about to happen? Like, was that the case? And, you know, I mean, the one that gets me the most is my cousin, because he's the one where we literally saw him and his twin, and then an hour later, he's no longer here.
Yeah.
And I just thought, I just saw him. Just saw him. And you have these thoughts how I'm watching my mother and her cousins grow up and grow old together. And my cousins and I are not getting that. But I will say, from that moment, we made a conscious decision to be more present for each other and to create that time, because it's not promised. It's like, oh, I'll see you here. I'll see you. It's like,
Speaking of being present, that was one of my goals for 2026. I want being present and being intentional. That is one of my goals this year, specifically with people in my life, my friends and stuff. I don't have many friends. I don't have many local friends. But the friends that we do have that are close enough to us, I do want to make sure I'm more intentional with them as far as like making sure we meet up and do different things, because like you said, you just never know. I don't want to see you one moment and then the next moment that's no longer an option.
Right.
Yeah, it's
definitely that. And I know people, I believe, like, when someone crosses my mind, I'm like, that's my cue to make the phone call, make the text.
Listen,
there's a reason why you thought of that person. It's like, let me just go ahead and reach out, because I don't know what it is, but something said so-and-so is on your brain right now. You should reach out to him or her.
Listen, that actually happened to me today. One of my closest friends, like we were really close growing up. I texted him this morning, and all he sent back was, oh my gosh, I literally picked up my phone to text you, and then I text him. So it's like that cross connection. Like we don't talk, so we went from talking every day to pretty much not talking at all. And then his father passed away last year or the year before. And that kind of sparked our connection again. So like we still talk sporadically, but today was like really weird. Like the fact that I text him, and then as soon as I text him, he's like, I literally picked up my phone to text you. So like you said, when you think about something, there's a reason why these people cross your mind. There is a reason. It doesn't even have to be a bad thing or anything. It's just, okay, reach out to this person. And again, I want to be more intentional about doing that as well. If I think about somebody, it takes nothing to reach out.
Right? It's like a quick text. Not much. Speaking of reaching out, hey, Bryson is in the building. All right, Mr. Bryson, hello to you. Want to make sure that we get everybody coming in. Let me continue, because we could just get to talking clearly.
Okay.
Clearly, we could just get to talking. Like, wait a minute. Let me slow this down a little bit. Let me jump into some of the questions I have.
Okay.
And we could continue with the death thing. Personally, myself, you know, I know that at some point my loved ones again are going to be turned in. So I make the most of every day and every moment. And I have found for myself that as you know, as you go through life and you get these different life lessons, you find yourself readjusting your priorities. Now, I know society wants us to work until we are literally 89 years old and then enjoy life. Yeah, not happen, Captain. I am team. Make the most of today and get things together. So let me talk about you really quick. Let me get into your brain real quick. Hold on.
Okay.
So what's a belief you held in your 20s or your 30s that you've now outgrown, and what has replaced it?
Oh, it depends on the era or what stage I was. So in my 20s was, so I had the thought that I had to have my life together by the time I was 25. I wanted to be married with kids, on a house, just because I think my parents set me up for failure. They got married when they were 19 and 20,
Mm.
and I thought that was something that I was supposed to have for my life. Now, how that was going to play out, I had no idea, but I had the goal to be in a serious relationship and married by then. That quickly went, 30 came, and I think it was more so about establishing myself again. I thought I had to be in a certain place to, again, at 30 years old, I felt like, well, why don't I own a house now? Why don't I have this? Why don't I have that? I think I had this perception of what life was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm almost 40, especially, I'm just like, you know what? Life is what it is now. So just live in the moment, live for what it is. Look at what you have. Because what I have, I'm not going to say I have a lot, but I have what I need. And it is okay to live in the space of knowing that you have what you need. So that's what replaced that mindset of feeling like I had to have it all together, especially by 25, and then 30 came and I still felt like I didn't have it, because that can cause like some mental distress as well.
Yes.
Because you have this goal in mind, and I'm just like, okay, you're not reaching that goal. So what are you going to do to get there? I think, I was a hustler. I've had like 2, 3, 4 jobs at a time.
Yeah.
Never again. Never again. Now, if I absolutely have to, I will work. I will do what I have to do. But if I don't have to do it, I'm not, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. So yeah, that replaced that mindset.
Since you mentioned that, like I'm still in my stage of unlearning. It's been a couple of years now of unlearning. And I recognize that a number of us get our values from our parents.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, though, as an adult, you can claim your own values.
Yeah.
You have that. Like, you have that freedom to do that. As Jazzy says, live in the moment and being present. Man.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, some of these messages that we received, Lord bless us. I'm just like, ooh, I just want my niece, nephews, my grandkids, my grandson to not fall into that trap. It's like, let's not do that, because, it was the Joneses when I was growing up. Now they got these Kardashians. You have kids who are 19 years old. Those are kids who are like, well, I should be driving a Mercedes E-Class. Because no.
It's not realistic.
No. It's not realistic. So tell me this, since you're in this journaling era, and we're talking about letting go of some things, what's something you've had to unlearn in order to grow into the man you're becoming?
Something that I had to unlearn was to stop shrinking myself. Stop allowing my environment to dictate who I am in the moment. And to be fully present and to be authentically myself in that space, as opposed to trying to fit in the space, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So it took a while for me to get there. I want to say within, like, honestly, and I've said this before in different spaces, meeting Chris has allowed me to be 100% myself all of the time, because there was no facade with him. Like, there was nothing that I felt like I had to fake. I even had a conversation with my cousin. I had a Christmas party, or ugly Christmas sweater party. I was having a conversation with my cousin. We were sitting at the table talking. He was like, you know what? I don't think I ever really knew you until Chris came along, because it opened this other door to who I am. Mm-hmm. And I think too, what freed me when he came along, I was like, you know what? If this is who I'm going to be with, this is who I'm going to be with. There's no hiding it. There's no pretense. This is who I am. This is who I'm with, and I'm free to be me.
Oh, Ronald, if we were face to face. Man. Okay, so I'm a piggyback. I'm gonna jump on that horse and ride it.
Okay.
So as a woman, we are often given the message of having to morph ourselves for our future partner. And the whole idea is to wait for someone to choose us, right?
Mm.
And I gotta admit, that my decisions kept telling me you are not going to be the traditional wife, mother, whatever, because I wasn't making those decisions. I was like, nope, don't want to do that. I want to travel the world. Nope, don't want to do that. I want to do. So it was not. And even though my father, God bless him, he's like, well, aren't you ready to get married? Don't you want to? I was like, do I don't know.
Right.
And when I tried it, it was the worst thing ever. Okay.
Ooh.
I was like, now I say the worst thing ever, but in hindsight, I do believe that sometimes the good Lord puts us in places that we're supposed to be, because I wouldn't have my husband had I not made that awful decision.
Yeah.
But like you, my husband allows me to be all the foolishness that Gwendolyn is. Walking into walls, singing, breaking out into musical scores. And all the advice of having to change yourself, having to shrink. I admit I'm some kind of cocky. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to lie about that. So I'm kind of cocky.
And that's all right.
And it's okay, right? And he appreciates it, and he compliments it, but there's not a spot where I have to adjust who I am and put on a mask. I'm allowed to be free, and that kind of freedom is intoxicating. Don't you find that? It is, because like the more you are yourself, the more you want to be yourself. It's like a drug. It really is. And it's one of those places where you want everyone to find the key that helps unlock that very great version of you, right? Like, you want that for everyone that because it feels good.
It does.
And Lord knows I do stuff, and he's just like, my wife. It's good. And he's matching it now. So I'm like, are we rubbing off on each other? Like, I need to. Every now and then, I'm like,
scary.
Are you breaking out in song? Are we going to do a musical? Are we going to get to it? It's like, no, we're not doing
It's scary. Chris and I will bust out in the same. We will either say the same thing at the same time, the same exact way, or like he'll hear something and all of a sudden he'll start singing it, but we'll start singing it at the same time. Right. It's so scary sometimes because we are the same person, and it's just like, okay.
Yes.
How did this happen? Where did this come from?
It feels great, but for those who this is where I go back to, some of the messages. Okay, the messages we were given at a particular time, they were really bad advice. And there's a lot of people out there who have been bending themselves backwards to fit into a mold that wasn't made for them.
Yeah.
It's just not there. But let's continue talking about you and yourself and where you're going. I want to switch up and talk about this podcast.
Listen.
Wait, what?
Yes.
I want to talk about the podcast. Let's talk about the podcast first, and then I'll jump into some other particulars. Tell us about this podcast, please.
So I kind of mentioned it earlier, but the Wait What podcast is a podcast where we have conversations about those things in life that make you go, wait, what? And I've gotten really I've gotten deeper on that than I expected to. And it's actually gotten a really good response, more than I expected it to. But it has been a blessing, honestly. It came from, like I said, the first reaction I had when my brother passed away, and I wanted to take that. If you look at my bio, I think on all of my socials, they say "Wait, what?" and that was way before the podcast, the concept for the podcast even came along. It was just a phrase that I kind of walk through life with, because sometimes things happen every day that make you go, wait, what? And like, I will make, especially where I work and the atmosphere I work in, I'm just like, yo, these people, wait, what's going on? So that's like the name of it, but it's about me and about my situations in life, and hopefully it's touched certain people. It actually has touched certain people. Like I said, it's gone way beyond where I expected it to. I break my show up into segments. I do that, and I love the title of your show because it kind of flows with my podcast.
Yeah.
The girl, listen. So I have my girl, what's going on segment.
Yes.
It's kind of my it's kind of my Wendy Williams hot topic segment.
Yes.
I loved Wendy Williams when she was on I loved her when she was on radio. I loved her on TV.
Yes.
I tell people all the time, Wendy Williams and The Chew. I don't know if you remember The Chew. It was a cooking show. So Wendy Williams and The Chew got me through a really rough stage in life. I got fired. That was the only time I had ever gotten fired from a job. But I was home all day, just applying for jobs all day. And I knew my constants during the day were Wendy Williams at 11 and The Chew at 1 o'clock. So I'm very Wendy Williams coded on the show. So I do that. And then I do a segment called What You Said. And I get that from, I know it's grammatically incorrect. Okay. So my sister and I are clowns. This is how my sister and I talk to each other. So it's a bit inspired by my sister, but there is Tyler Perry. I think the play is Diary of a Mad Black Woman. She comes in the house. She has an axe in one hand and a gas can in the other hand. And as she's walking in the room, she said, "What she said? What she said, girl? What she said?" So that's where the What She Said came from. And I do Am I the Asshole posts from Reddit. I'm still looking if anybody wants to submit anything for me to give my unsolicited advice on. It is rtcmusic@gmail.com. You can send your submissions there and I will give my unsolicited advice. You will see me process my thoughts in real time if you watch on YouTube, because I'll start out being like, okay, yeah, he is an asshole. And then I'm like, okay, wait, what? Is he the asshole though? So that's the podcast. It's been really fun. It's been a blessing. And like I said, it's reached way more people than I expected it to. I expected maybe 5 people to watch it, but I'm like, okay, people are actually watching it and enjoying it. So it's been fun. It's been really fun.
Well, let me get to some of these comments because Dr. Tachi loves your title as she shares here. Ron Lewis Photos. Ron Foster is in the building.
Hello, sir.
Yes, he's traveling the nomadic photographer. Hello to you, Ron. We are happy to have you here. Everybody is giving him his hellos. Lettuce says the title is awesome. He's also sharing some of those wonderful hearts, and they are also loving the fact that you brought it all together. Let me tell you.
Yes.
I said it before. Everybody has a story to tell. We really do. And what bothers me the most is that this particular society has made it appear as if only certain people are given the space to tell their story.
Yeah.
Now, I don't want to talk about how some of the entertainment lately is looking kind of Casper, and they're wondering why things aren't landing well. We not. Everybody should tell their story. They really should. Now, I know everyone's not meant for video, whatever, but just sharing it with friends in your local group. Someone needs to hear your journey because it'll probably help them too.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I think I said this to you before we started recording. I didn't think I had this much to say. I'm never really someone I'm not a man of many words. I never really was. But in the journaling process of it, and if I'm being honest too, I actually don't even write anything down. I sit in front of this mic and I just start talking. So it's funny that everything has been coming out the way that it is. And it's making me realize I do have a story to tell. I actually did start writing. So a lot of what you guys hear is what I started writing. I shared a snippet of, I don't know if it's like a book. I don't know where it's going. I don't know if it's going anywhere. But a lot of what I talk about in that story is what I've talked about on the podcast.
It could be a book. Who knows? Because you can write a book too. Like I can't help but think, and Mama, I'm talking to you right now, because my mama used to say, "You can't get a job playing games. Get off them games." You get a job playing games, Mama. You can do it now. Okay. We don't know what the future holds, but the fact that technology is now available to all of us.
Yeah.
Has opened the doors for so many people. So if anybody is watching, if you've ever thought, so I want to do something, it could be a limited series podcast. It doesn't have to be like a full-on thing. It'd be limited series. I'm gonna get this out and then I'm gonna walk away. That's fine. There are no rules to follow here. You are the creative. You are the driver of this ship, of this vessel. Let me not start quoting Lakeside.
Wait, I will say this though. Listen, if I don't have anything to say, I'm not just going to say anything. So I think in my very first episode, I said it wouldn't be the traditional podcast because I've lived by the motto, you talk long, you talk wrong. So I don't want to get on and just say anything. So if I don't have anything to say, you might not get an episode. Just putting it out there. Set your expectations low.
Ron says we're the creative storytellers, man. We are here and we're moving away from some of those I don't want to say traditional but legacy things, but you know, que sera, sera. Let me talk about this journal though, because you started the podcast to really talk about journaling your movement to 40.
Yes.
All right. Yes. So when you decide to document this journey, what conversation were you hoping to start with yourself or with others? Because you've already mentioned here that you're like, I didn't know I had this much to say.
Yeah. I just wanted to look back on this time because 40 is big. It's unfortunately, we're living in a time where not a lot of Black men make it to 40, especially not a lot of Black queer men make it to 40. So I wanted to have something that I did throughout this year that meant something not only to me but hopefully to other people as well. So I wanted to have something to look back on. So that's why I started this thing at 40. Started this journal to 40 or this journey to 40, because I wanted to know where I came from, like all of the things that I dealt with in life, all of the things that could possibly help somebody else. And not to get, I don't want to use this word. I just don't know another word for it.
Okay.
I wanted my life to be a ministry to somebody else.
But that I think that's, or a testimony?
Or a testimony to somebody else. Because I know I am not unique in the things that I've experienced, right? But there are so many of us, especially so many Black men, that don't tell their stories out of fear or shame or whatever the case may be. So coming into this light, I wanted to be like, okay, yeah, I've done these things too. And here I am about to hit this big milestone. So let me share that with everybody else.
Oh, Ronald. I'm going to get a shirt that says, oh, Ronald.
Send it to me.
I'm going to get a shirt that says that. Let me tell you really quick, because I love how you passed the baton to me. This goes back to why it is so important for us to share our story and tell our story our way.
Yes.
Because there are so many people who are more than likely in the exact same boat, wearing very similar shoes, who are just, they just don't know, right? Like, is there hope beyond this? Is there a light at the end of this tunnel? Is there a rainbow beyond this storm? But that's the power of the story.
Yeah.
And we've all had it. Like people see you, but they see a semi-finished product because no one's finished yet until that book goes back on the shelf. They are seeing something that's polished, well put together. It's got all the finesse, the savoir-faire. It's like, but you don't know how I got here though. You don't see all the broken eggs. You don't see the flour on the floor. You're not seeing the burnt pans. You don't see any of that.
Right.
And telling your story brings that back home. As Ron says, 40 is the best. Now, are you doing any marathons?
I want to. I plan on, I was looking up Philly marathons and I wanted to do the Rocky Run. Okay. Unfortunately, the timing of that is going to be bad. So I will be in Mexico on my birthday. And my birthday is November 12th. So I want to leave on the 11th and then not come back until after that. The Rocky Run is on November 14th. So now I need to find something else that I want to do.
Something about 40 and marathons. I mean, I have to admit, I did the first marathon at the age of 40. Actually, I had a hashtag that said 40 for 40. So I did 40 races. I actually did 44 races when I turned 40. But Virgo be doing some things.
Yeah. Listen, talking about this journey to 40, you already know this bit, but so I did 2 5Ks in a row, right?
Yes.
My foot has not been right since. Now, this
do you have the correct running shoes?
I don't think I do.
Are you wearing the right shoes?
I don't think so. And I think I was overzealous because what had happened was...
What had happened?
I had blew my back out in the gym. So I was out of the gym for like a week and a half. And once I was like, okay, my back is feeling better. Let me just start with cardio. Let me start on the treadmill. So I ran once.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, I can do this. I did the 5K the one day. And then the next day I was like, you know what? Let me do this again. And the crazy thing is the second run felt easier. Yes. But after... my foot, I have slippers on now because I can't. Yeah.
I actually looked down like I could see your feet. I was like, yeah, slippers?
No, I was about to lift up my leg, but I got on these short shorts and I'm not trying to scare the people.
Oh, we may have to talk about your regimen, sir.
Yeah, I think I do need a new pair of shoes. Let's start there.
Because your gait and how you step, you know what I'm saying? That makes a difference. And all shoes are not created equal. They're not created equal. But I will also say, if you're not, Pilates is great for anybody who runs.
Okay.
Like any physical sport, Pilates, slow impact, helps you stretch, you get all the things. It helps with the breathing to get that. But this is not that show.
So hold on. I will say, the other thing I do want to do this year that's new for 40, I want to try yoga for the first time. I want to find like a beginner's like yoga class as far as like stretching and stuff. You said stretch, so.
Yeah, let me know how that goes. I don't have the patience.
You don't have
I don't have the patience. I mean, I know, I've done a downward dog and the whole snake thing. I don't have the patience though. People are like, but yoga's good for you. It's like, I need to move, which is why I like Pilates.
Yeah.
But now I do meditate, so I guess I shouldn't say that. That's a lie. I do have patience.
Okay.
I do meditate.
So you could have you like thought about hot yoga? That's a thing.
My best friend does hot yoga. Okay. I mean, if I have to sweat, what's the point of doing that? I can just be outside.
This is true.
And yes, Pilates is amazing, people. It's amazing. Love the low maintenance of it, but it's made the biggest difference in my running with like the breathing and being able to go as long as I can. It is, but as Ron says, stretching is the deal. A lot of us work out and we just like stop. It's like you got to stretch. Yeah. Even if you're not working out, it is stretch. You got cardio, strength, and your flexibility.
Yes.
Now, on another note, 26.2 is highly overrated. I'm looking at my medals because I got a couple of them. I'm like, ain't nobody, you ain't got to do all that.
Yeah.
It's okay. Jazzy did yoga on the beach and she loved it. I've seen yoga with rabbits and goats. I would be down for that.
I don't know about the rabbits, but I would do goat yoga. I've seen puppy yoga too.
I don't know about the dogs. Rabbits are cute. Rabbits and goats love climbing on things. So do rabbits.
Dogs.
I guess you can do dogs. Hot yoga is not for the weak. Oh, really? Okay. Well then, see, that's a no for Gwendolyn. That is a no. That's no for me. I know we got there, but okay, let's go back because this is perfect. As you're sharing all of this, since you are on this road to 40, and you're documenting it, which I sincerely appreciate. What is something you've discovered about yourself in real time that has surprised you more than you expected?
Well, we already said it. I have more to say than I thought. Yeah. I did. I mean, one of my episodes, and it's just me. I spoke for an hour. I was like, oh, wait, I didn't realize. Now, granted, that was a very heavy topic. That was my mental health journey episode. And there were a bunch of layers to that. So that's why that went on a little longer than I expected it to. But even still, the episodes that I do by myself, I'm surprised I'm able to carry it. That is the most surprising part about all of this, because I'm just like, okay, I really do have something to say.
Yes.
Yeah.
I wish you have something to say. What? I'm sorry. I apologize for that response. As Jen says, rabbits are scary. Okay, so first of all, no. Rabbits are not scary. They're so cute and cuddly, and they're very communal animals.
I actually agree.
So
let me not say that. In my adult years, I have not encountered a rabbit. However, I remember very specifically, I was in the 2nd grade. In elementary school, they do show and tell.
Yes, they do show and tell.
Somebody brought their rabbit to school and they let that thing out and it ran around. I was up on the desk. It terrified me. Now, I'm a little kid, but it's because I don't think I had ever seen a rabbit before. So I think maybe the unknown of it just looked like a giant rodent.
What?
Yeah.
Well, they're not part of the rodentia family. I will say that. They are crepuscular, which means that, how people think that they are like, they operate at night. Crepuscular means they do a lot of work in the dusk and the dawn. Right.
Okay.
So they do a lot of there, and they are something busy sometimes in the evening. But I have had a number of rabbits. My rabbits have ran free in the home. They're just like cats. They can be litter box trained. And they love to pile on each other and get up under each other. They're very loving animals. People who have them in hutches are missing out on the real deal.
My coworker has a rabbit and she says it is just like a regular pet. Like it's always under her. Yeah.
Yes, they are. Look, and they're very low maintenance and they're extremely clean. Extremely clean. But what can I tell you? People see rabbits as like food, and I know they can be a food source, but But Jazz says hot yoga's not for me. I did not like it at all. Oh. Yeah, I understand the need to do all the things, but Now is that Bikram? Is it Bikram or Bikram? I never say it right. It feels good after you finish, but during it's not so fun. Ooh. I don't know.
But is working out supposed to be fun?
Yeah.
I mean, I do get enjoyment out of it, but I feel like you should have that like, okay, I'm over this feeling.
Well, it's for me. Okay, so my running, and I thought about this when I watched your episode on the mental wellness, mental health thing. But my running was my way of not looking at my situation in that moment. I was like Forrest Gump. I stayed on the road because I didn't like where I was. And I would go for these extremely long runs to just sort of get myself centered. But looking at where my life was in that moment, I wanted to run. I wanted to get out of whatever I was getting in. And of course, it just worked out in my favor. So give me some open road and some music and just vibing out was the thing. So for me, it feels good. Right?
I mean, I get that too, because even now when I'm in the gym, I feel like the gym is like the only time I get to kind of just completely turn off.
And
it's
God,
just me.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just me and like working out, like between that moment in between work and then coming home. I go to the gym after work, right? So I get that moment to just kind of completely decompress and zone out and just do. It's just me and my workout. And my music and my headphones, and I love that. Until people try to, the only thing I hate about the gym, people try to talk to you every now and then. I'm like, yo, leave me alone.
That's why I'm not in the gym. You got all this random DNA floating around. That is, and it has this like this stale smell. It's like no for Gwendolyn. That is no. I'm an outdoorsy girl.
Yeah, that is my moment to completely just shut out the world for a moment.
Yes. Jazz says, thank you. My niece had a white rabbit with red eyes. That thing was scary. Okay, so we're not talking. What was that? Fatal Attraction?
Ooh.
We're not putting rabbits in pots. The red ones can look a little weird with the red eyes, I admit. But I had this beautiful mini Rex, gorgeous coat. He was the sweetest thing ever, the sweetest thing. But rabbits are really communal animals, as Dr. Tachi says. I like rabbits, however, I did not like that they wrecked that wretched book Watership down. All those rabbits were dead.
See, now I need to look up this book.
I do remember Watership down. You know what? There are other good rabbit books out there. Okay. Just saying, but the white rabbits do have a whole different kind of look. It is different. So yeah, yes, rabbits they're amazing animals. I'm just saying they're really easy pets, great for adults. Okay, just saying there. So let me get back to where we are because our time is going by so quickly.
It did go by really fast.
But when you're having a great conversation, it tends to happen that way.
It does.
Just happen that way. So let me end it with an exclamation mark. Okay. If I had a plastic mic, I would do a mic drop because I think this is like a really good question. You know what I'm saying? Put some thought into this. Put some thought into it. When you imagine yourself at 40, looking back at this exact moment, what do you hope he thanks you for?
Oh, I'm not gonna get emotional, but like the oh,
you can get emotional. It's fine.
Time out. Sorry that I didn't give up. And if you watch my mental health episode, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. That I did not allow. Sorry.
It's okay. You don't have to apologize. We are human. We have emotions. It's okay. Trust.
That I kept going. I have a tattoo on my right forearm that says fighter. And I truly kept fighting. And the 40-year-old me can look back at all of the shit that I've gone through, both self-inflicted and both out of my control, right?
Yes.
And I never stopped. And I've allowed myself the grace to be 40. Woo. Dang it. That was,
I'm over here like,
oh, child. Sorry.
Here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. This is why I go back to, I know that we typically see people apologizing for having feelings as a human. We are not robots. We are not. And I believe the more we allow people to be human, we have tears and smiles and laughter and all the things, the better life can be for all of us. So thank you for sharing that, like real talk. As Jazzy shares some hearts, Dr. Tachi is sharing hugs, Letta is sharing hearts. That's real. You know what I'm saying? There's no apologies for saying, yeah, I am feeling this right now. There's no apologies there. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for the question, because I don't think that's something I ever would have thought about.
Let me tell you what. When I sit down and think about some things, I do think about, like my own journey and everything. And I've mentioned this to other people. Like when people say stuff, I say, look, don't compare my mile 20 to your mile 2. We are not in the same place. Like it is a marathon. I know people hate that, but it's a marathon. Life is a journey. It's ups and downs, it's hills. But we say in the running community, just keep running.
Yeah.
Just keep moving. Right? And so I am thankful that you decided to not stop fighting. Yeah. To keep going. Because we wouldn't be here right now with this amazing moment. We wouldn't be here right now.
No, we would not.
We would not. But I do want to do this because I want to make sure that people can connect with you, that you can, as Ron says, life is a journey, that you can get people to connect with you. So, dear sir, you want to shout out your socials?
Follow me on Instagram at _Ronald Thomas_ on YouTube, RTC Music. TikTok you can follow me on TikTok. I'm not sure how much longer I'll be on there because of the whole foolishness of the government right now. But also follow the conference call. If you want more of my foolishness, go to the conference call space. It's the official conference call, I believe. We have a good key over there as well. But yeah, follow me. _Ronald Thomas _. If you're looking for me, that's pretty much where you'll find me.
Well, you know what? I love a good plug. I do. So since he brought it up, and I want to talk about upcoming events, let's talk about the conference call.
Yes.
What you doing? You ain't doing nothing. Come and join us on the conference call where we sit here and give you shits and giggles about your favorite shows. We do the recap show right here on the conference call. So make sure you follow us on Instagram and YouTube and whatever else we may have coming up. My name is Ronald. This is Chris. That's TJ. You know you like it. Don't we look good? So don't you want to join us every week? Join the conversation. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification button so that way you don't miss our beautiful faces. Look forward to talking to you. Bye.
Listen. As a gay man, I can say this. That was very gay of me. That was very gay of me.
Love it. I love it. I really do. Let me share what else is going on. Hey, so next week, everybody, I am talking about the truth about the American dream. What better way to wrap up Black History Month? But of course, Black history is American history, but whatever. But we're going to talk about how that American dream was never built for us. No, I don't think so. Not happening. But that's next week. Lord willing, we'll talk about that. We also have Lights, Camera, Subscribers. We're doing content creation and strategy. That is March 11th. Check it out on the Luma calendar if you're available. And if you haven't already, get on the Mature and Marvelous newsletter, because I do share some stuff. And it's not just for women, because living a well life and being mindful and enjoying yourself is not just for the ladies. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that just because there's ladies there, that's all that's for. Let me get these last few comments as we wrap this up. Before I give you the last word, it's all coming in. It's like, this was great show. My mother's a great show. Kimmy has given us the jazz hands. Love this conversation. Thank you, Jazzy. We're getting tons of claps. Everybody, I think, loves the commercial from the conference call.
Yes.
It says a natural, great show. Are there any parting words, dear sir? Any parting words? Oh, we got the last little couple of claps there.
Yes. I will just say this. This is how I end all of my shows. Take care of your mental, take care of your heart, and take care of your spirit. Don't forget to love somebody.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I do. I know how I end my stuff. It's like, oh my God, I can't even. We didn't even talk about your glasses. We got so into.
Oh, we did it.
I know.
So
you know what I mean?
I will give them a really quick plug. These are from Vooglam, VOOGLAM. The Alpha Bug glasses that you may have seen me wear, those are also from Vooglam. But every other pair that you've seen me wear is from a site called Zeelool, ZEELOOL. So really good, cheap frames. All you got to do is put in your prescription because I cannot see. So these are prescribed.
And I had I literally had questions about the frames, but yes. I will let the conversation go where it's supposed to go.
Yes.
So I appreciate that. And who knows? Maybe it's a part 2. I don't know.
I mean, I'm open to it.
Maybe it's a part 2. I don't know. Let me do this. Okay. So everybody, thank you for watching Girl Listen today. And we appreciate Ronald coming through and sharing his story with us. I am Gwendolyn G.R. Houston Jack. This is Girl Listen. And again, if the good Lord allows me to be here next Friday, I'm going to be here next Friday. See you guys. Be safe. Hey, it's G. Thank you for watching this episode of Girl Listen. Be sure to catch me every Friday at 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern. And while you're here, I cordially invite you to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you all next week.